Herb hearts.
I need,
Oh, that's ham hearts.
Need help?
I can't raise this arm.
This must be Catherine's
Let me see if I
No, she sits down that
ham
end.
hearts.
gently.
I can't raise this arm.
Not the gentlest person.
No, I'm not quite
Thank
sure
you.
what a hemp heart is, but
There you go.
Camera's on.
Oh, mean Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all set.
is there a pen down there?
Try
All set,
that.
good.
Can you pass a pen?
Get a lozenge?
Oh,
We were ready to go. And get you
there's no chocolate. How
all
come?
set. There you go.
Dr. Shane, look at that. Ruby Free Restoration.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock. I would like to call to order the Budget Committee of Tilton. Quorum is present at this point in time. I have not heard from either John or
Stan.
Stan. Okay?
John's
So-
term is expired. John's term is expired. He's on the committee. Does he still want to be on it?
He didn't sign up.
I don't
He did
think he
not.
wanted to, yeah.
So
Okay.
there's an opening.
Okay, good. Then I will do that. We'll talk about that when it is. Now, Eric and Jules were elected. Am I correct with that? At this point in time? Congratulations.
It was a tough race.
Another
Tough
3
race.
years.
Now, you have signed all the documentation, done all the swearing.
It was
in,
to
all
that
good
town
stuff.
meeting.
Okay, I would like to, as I've called the meeting to order, first agenda meeting is since we're going into a new budget cycle, where I will entertain nominations for a chair for the new budget cycle. Are there any nominations? Okay,
Like to nominate Wayne again? Do you know Wayne again?
Yeah.
That's what I just said. Do you know Wayne again? Wayne Brock.
is there a second to that nomination?
I'll
Can second that.
second.
Any further nominations? And yes, I will serve if accepted. Okay, all those, you have to say it. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Ayes have it. Okay,
I was going to say no and tell everybody else to.
absolutely. I would like to also nominate Jane Alden as vice chair for the next budget cycle. Any seconds?
Second.
Any other further nominations? I close nominations. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Ask her if she can accept it. If she-
What?
It's all right, too
He
late.
kicked me.
It's too late.
I did that quickly, didn't I? Okay, next order of business, meeting minutes. They are included in your packet. Please review. These are the Budget Committee meeting minutes of February 11th, 2015. Wow, this month is going by. A whole month.
Because you're old.
Oh, man.
It tastes like sunflower seeds.
I read them earlier, so.
We're doing better. We're keeping you awake now.
Just keep on rolling.
And they don't even have the high-tech coffee and chocolate.
Has everybody had the opportunity to meet Gail? I just saw that Gail, our new
Yeah.
assistant administrator, she's downstairs.
Okay, are we ready to make any additions, subtractions, or corrections to the meeting minutes?
I'll accept them as written.
I'll second it.
Motion.
Okay, for further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it.
I abstain.
I
You
abstained,
abstained,
so I wasn't
okay.
here.
Jules, you're also for abstention? Okay, next order of business is the town meeting, which was interesting. Do we have any feedback, comments of how the town meeting went? I would first off like to thank the Budget Committee for good work and the Board of Selectmen. The budget that was presented to the town meeting followed in the guidelines that we were given. They chose to change it, which is okay, because they are the legislative body. But we did good, as evidenced by the questions, or lack of questions to the budget. So I want to thank the Budget Committee for good work. Any other feedback, questions?
I think that the things that were changed, we anticipated would be changed, so it wasn't a shock to any of us. So.
No, they had about 8,000. What was the overall effect? I forget. They lowered the town clerk, tax collector.
Yeah, and they raised the pines.
I don't think there was much else.
Which was less than what Northfield did in their budget with the pines.
What they don't do.
They added another 7,000.
On top of what,
Yes, but they originally went in with 50, originally went in lower than ours. The end result is going to be the same as the 64,000.
Right, but it was interesting that the process Northfield used with the warrant articles came back to irritate the voters.
Yeah.
They really were very adamant that they did not want that scenario happening
Ever again.
They were very opposed to it.
Right.
Voters.
Absolutely. But I just bring that up as a point of reference and feedback as we look at future meetings, what has worked and what has not worked, just as we do.
That would have been devastating to the community as far as if they had voted the entire budget, the entire warrant article down, you would not have Franklin B&A, you wouldn't have community action. There were a lot of
library?
the library, core substantial.
Well, just out of curiosity, what would happen, like, if they didn't fund it? Would we be on the hook for the whole library, or would we?
No.
Just us.
For what
we
is, right,
They would have to cut services by half.
right.
Get half a
It would
book?
be up to the outside agencies to deal with what monies come in. We'd only be.
operate on whatever.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things where,
Well, that's why it's important for us to always come up with at least a number that we feel is appropriate to do that amount of research and stand behind it. Because the voters are looking to us to check all these numbers and our experiences and
And I was
Come up with
really
the number.
impressed, because even the most controversial of the budget items, which was the salary increase for the town clerk, was based upon the legislative body's reaction and their wishes. And we had built into the budget enough money to accommodate whatever the legislative body decided to do. So, any other further discussion? God, we're just romping right through life. I know Pat and John are happy about that. So isn't Joanna. Get out of here. Budget objectives and meeting schedule for the upcoming year. John, this is your forte.
well, schedule. Well, it would be nice, well, I think the holidays, the way they fall is in July, we usually don't go have a meeting because it's right around the same time as 4th of July week, I think. What else do we do? Johanna's.
I think in the past, July has been not held due to a lot of people take vacations. You know, you guys can meet however often you wish to meet. Generally, requests are received in October, November, that area. Some committees have chosen only to meet during the budget season at that time. This committee, in the past probably, 5 years, John, has started meeting once a month. So if you want to continue doing that. In the past couple of years, they've held meetings over at the PD and over at the highway garage for new members to see the facilities. You can choose to do that or not do that. It's really up to how the committee wants to run. What you guys feel is needed.
If we do the police department, maybe May.
Okay.
I don't know if we need, oh, that's next month already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And then maybe do the garage. Arthur is going to be taking over the Public Works Department, and it might be a nice idea to let him do it a little bit and then have him present, you know, what's
When will he be taking over?
He has pretty much officially, well, it's under his reins. He's doing the operations
Yeah.
with being supervised by Dennis, sort of.
He's acting assistant public works director at this time.
The schedule last budget cycle worked out pretty well,
Yeah.
where we did the two organizations and then went into the regular flow. I don't have a problem with using that schedule. Joanna, is that possible for?
I will contact them and find out.
Okay.
So you're looking to do PD in May and the garage, what month?
Do you want to wait till August or
August, we find.
sometime?
What's the committee think?
Sounds good.
That'll give him a little chance to get his feet wet at the
Yeah,
garage.
so we can,
It could still be snowing in June at this point, so.
Good.
You'll be happy.
And John is our liaison, but Pat, what are your feelings?
That's fine.
Okay.
On anything or just that?
Just on that right now. We'll get back. We'll get back. Do you think Arthur is going to be okay at that point in time? For that?
Yeah.
He's been, Dennis is mentoring him.
Okay. So if you would do that for us, Joanna, and point us in the right direction, off we'll go.
Can we give her the direction that if he's, say, on vacation in August, then we just go to June?
Yeah.
yeah.
This way she can make that decision and not go back to us.
Schedule at their convenience and what works. And we'll go from there. Okay?
So no meeting in May?
July.
No meeting in July. We'll meet at the police department in May,
Is it just the one
here in
meeting?
June.
We've already been to the police department.
I think maybe if Arthur's just starting, maybe instead of moving it up a month, if we move it further in, like in September maybe, instead of,
Yeah, but then we'll start talking budget in September too.
well, I know, this doesn't make, we've all been on a tour of it anyway.
I haven't
Oh, you
been
weren't
to
here?
anything yet.
Oh,
You didn't,
When
you were
was
here?
that?
Yeah, you were.
no, she only came on board in December.
Yeah. So she needs to.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, sorry, but,
You didn't do
Field trip anyway.
ride-alongs and the snowplows all winter?
by what?
You didn't do the ride-alongs and the snowplow winter?
Was that
Operate
part of the
link?
budget committee?
Is anyone
Jobs.
about ride-alongs in the new Interceptor?
Oh, I did it in an Interceptor, not the new one
Oh,
though.
I want to do that.
I'm on my way as soon as I can talk.
I wanted to, but I was stood up by the chief tonight. I was supposed to do it.
Oh,
We had-
so we're all set with that, Joanna?
had a
Again,
quiet
just
night at work.
point us in the right direction. Okay, objectives for the upcoming year. Do we have any outstanding objectives that we want to look at for the upcoming year? We need to refill.
To be lean and mean.
Give me my voice back. Any ideas, anything you'd like to think we should work on?
I have a question regarding, what you refer to as a leaner budget. has it ever happened that we've worked with, like, the town administrator early on before the department's heads handed in their preliminary budgets to kind of say, maybe we should level fund this year, or is that typical,
Probably
or it never
It's
happened?
maybe review some of the capital needs ahead of time. We've done that, to look at some of those things and determine, based on the economy and the way the economy is going, and see what the big projects are from some of the stuff we hear from the chief or from Public Works. And
We may have to be guided too, I think, this year by what happens down in Concord. Because if some of the cuts come that are anticipated coming, we're going to be in real trouble. And like even our highway department, where we think we put aside monies to take care of things, if what is rumored to be happening in Concord, we may need to look at some other sources.
As selectmen, Jews, we ask them come budget season, the selectmen send a directive out to the department heads, asking them to please level fund or keep it within 1%.
Oh, okay, you do.
Unless there's a separate from highway in this 10-year purchase a vehicle, or a cruiser would be an exception to that. Unless there's a huge project that's going on that may be in the warrant articles of the budget. So we've asked them each year to, based on the economy, to keep it to level funding, as level funding as possible, and then we make the corrections. Like last year, what wasn't level funded was IT, for sure, because there was some serious needs for equipment. So we didn't, but often, September, just around September, we say, look, start looking at the budget. And again, we're going to ask you to level fund it, but come in asking for more. Like highway for salt goes up. He has to ask more for salt. Maybe you can take away from him and other places.
John?
the Budget Committee can decide, send anything out, suggestions as to what they're looking for. We can also review over the summer. There were certain things that were purchased this year, because we had to do a lot of upgrades on our IT and that. So there's a good possibility that next year, because we've already invested so much in the infrastructure, that it can actually go down on that. We can request that they give us a copy of their budget, or, the things that we're looking for, if we have some objectives, areas that we'd like to see, save more or invest more, put more money aside, because, like a highway fund, that's down to, well, we just refunded it, so we're at about 36,000.
After we take the bridge out, it'll be down about 36. It'll be 170.
So we got to think about things like that.
Well, have there been any hiccups so far in the budget this year? Things, in the sewer department, or just,
We wouldn't get involved in this. But in our budget,
is there someone, like I'm thinking OT and the highway department, was that destroyed with the winter in February and things like that, or?
We used a lot, but, we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the year, so it's so hard to judge it.
But is it a little out of whack right now, and hopefully it'll,
on the high side.
yeah.
John or Pac, could you explain the budget process that the select board uses? Do you use a workshop forum to initially do the budget, or is everything done in the public forum of the meeting itself?
Well,
We have special, go ahead, John.
the budget comes from each department, and they will work on their budget and produce it, and then bring it to us. just the same way that you do, you have it, and we go over it with the departments, and we do that to make sure everything is covered and all that. So,
It's all done in a public session.
Yep, all public.
We have, outside of our regular meeting, we have meetings specifically set aside for budget.
That's what I'm-
Our workshop, it's a selectmen's meeting so that we can make decisions. So, yeah, it's that process, but it's open to the public.
Okay, so that process, so if Jules wanted to come in, let's say for highway, you could let her know that you're gonna be holding a meeting to discuss the highway budget, and we could just kind of be part of the public forum. Okay?
But not school. That's totally,
That's a whole separate...
that's a whole separate thing, and you don't even discuss it.
When they do their budget and they discuss the budget, it's a public meeting.
Yes.
Right, over there.
Right.
Yeah.
The same way, you still, I don't know if they entertain questions or anything from you, but it's a public meeting.
Yes, we do entertain questions.
Yeah.
But they, it's like us, we meet with the department head and go back and forth and ask them for information and documentation on purchases and things like that. And each department comes before us, each one.
Yeah, and the school, every time there's a meeting, it's an open meeting.
Right.
And we have to follow the same rules that any public organization. So if it goes to non-public, there has to be a very specific reason for that to occur. Other than that, okay. Other business before the board.
Jules, did you know about the training that they have? Did you take that? The Budget Committee training, there's a great one down in Concord that
Oh.
is paid for, and it goes over the whole law and how it all works. Wayne, I went many years ago, and there's a book on it too, as well as a digital copy
Yes.
It's for
on
budget.
law.
For
Budget law. Oh.
So that would
okay.
probably be
If
good.
you check with Joyce, she can tell you when it's scheduled this year.
Okay.
By the New Hampshire Municipal Association.
It's excellent.
All right,
Usually
yeah.
around this time, they'll send us a notice of the workshops available.
And usually they're right in Concord.
Yeah, I know where that, I
Yeah.
go there all the time. for-
And it's a good day. So they're going,
Yeah, I'll
Pat,
check
you had
into
something to
that.
say?
I would have a suggestion to start earlier on the budget. Last year, we moved it up a bit, and it worked out just fine because January, we were finished. I'd like to kind of move that up a little bit and start working closer to the budgets, a lot of it.
Okay.
If you move yours up, we move ours up, because we have to move, work in that direction to get it to you. And then perhaps maybe send out the notices earlier to the outside agencies, not all crammed into November, December.
Pat, would you be willing to work with John and Joanna to see where we can meet on pushing that together?
Yeah,
When are you comfortable?
well, we can meet anytime you have the budget meeting every Wednesday, well, the standard time. But, let us know in selectmen what if you want to change the date or
There's
anything.
always a date, John.
The final
budget
date.
committee usually says, would like to have the selectmen.
The budget
report."
committee has asked that the requests come in for the October meeting in the
Yeah.
past. So I send out the letters usually in September, so that by the October meeting, it gives them a month to come up with their submissions to us. So if you guys want to change the date that submissions are due, that's the date that you need to determine.
Yeah, we usually do October is.
They're due for the October meeting. Then I give them a month's notice to get their submissions in.
Okay.
So
Good.
if you want to decide on the date, then I'll just notify them a month earlier.
Just do
October
that.
14th would be our October meeting. Seems a little late, feels a little late.
Yeah, I think that's good because trying to schedule them in and give them plenty of leeway to swap them around if you do it the October, like you said, the October 14th.
Whatever you guys want.
Yep.
So keep it the same.
Yeah.
We'd be
Good.
once a month.
Review the form.
Season.
If everybody's happy with that form.
Sounds like every week.
We've done that a couple of years, we haven't changed it. And, you know, I'd like to be really firm on that cutoff date, because that's part of their thing, is, you know, if you want the money, you have to get it in by this date. We schedule them, so that we don't get any December people saying, oh, you know.
I have no problem in supporting that at all.
I think it's definitely, it's
Rest of the
important.
committee?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good, because didn't we have some people last year that tried to come in after we submitted?
John, the committee,
Next year, yeah.
they support that.
We make sure that we contact those people that came in late last year.
But remind us that we did support that when we wavered a little bit.
I don't remember.
Correct?
There has been a few,
Good.
slight.
Any other business before the board? I would remind people, though, that you received an email this week concerning a wake tomorrow. Okay? Joanna, could you fill us in a little bit about the wake?
4 to 7 over at Smart's Funeral Home.
Okay. And people really need to go over and support.
Highway garage will be open so that for parking over at the highway garage.
Okay. Any other business? I might get us out before 7:30.
A motion to adjourn.
Second?
Non-debatable? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Have a great evening.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Get home in time to watch Survivor.
And avoid the
Red
snow.
Sox, Red Sox.
Red Sox are on tonight?
Yeah, that's 7
John, are
o'clock.
we
They're
off?
on ESPN2.
Oh, I don't get that.
Now they got me pointy.
I gotta go back to work, but...
Oh, you did?